Hello, good morning, welcome. It is Tuesday. Basically, this is my prep day, and I thought what I'd do is I'd do a little bit of a different video today. I'm going to take you through sort of from start to finish. So basically, it's Tuesday. I've got up. It is, what time is it? Let's have a look. It's 11:24 in the morning. So we're about 24 hours-ish before I'm going to start serving on the market tomorrow. So I'm going to make my dough. I'm in my prep room. I thought I'd show you this as well. I've just basically spent pretty much the last week having my prep room redone. The floor needed redoing because, basically, so we've been in this house for like 5 years. And essentially the people who laid the floor before didn't do a very good job. And the subfloor was rubbish. So the grout had sort of gone in between the tiles and everything. And it just needed a refresh. It's just haven't had time or got around to doing it. So let me spin you around and I'll show you the space that I have. You don't need a lot of space. I'm just going to tell you this now. You don't need a lot of space to prep a lot of pizza, okay? Hardly any. So let me flip you around. So this is essentially my house's utility room. So what I've got a sink there. I've actually got another pop-up sink which I can place over here, which as an extra hand wash sink. But I don't really wash up anything in this anyway. So this is essentially a hand wash sink. And yeah, what we've got my mixer is now living under here. I had an under-counter fridge here before, but I realized I didn't really use it because if I whip you round, through this door is my garage. And you see it's a bit of a mess in a minute. Storage there, I've got some flour there on pallets, and I've got 2 refrigerators in there. So, and then that then leads through to my van. That roller door comes up and my van's in there. So, like I say, this is actually our house utility room. So I've got our washer, our dryer, sink and everything like that. So yeah, I didn't need the fridge here, and it was a perfect place to slide my mixer because it used to live there. But we've actually made the opening a bit better. So it plugs in through there. I just slide it out and make pizza here. Got my waste bin. I've got a little 60 by 60 stainless steel shelf, and then I've got my flour in my buckets that I'm using. So if I open up a bag of flour, it then goes into these buckets. So I've got my 2 different flours here, and then I've got a shelf up here with a thermometer which tells me the temperature and the humidity and everything like that. And then I've just got a selection of little bits and bobs that I use. I've got another shelf up there, and then I've got my cheese cutter and my sort of other boards, my like cutting boards and things up there. And then yeah, in these cupboards I just got little bits and bobs that I need. So that's it. You don't need a lot of space to get this job done essentially, which is really cool. So I'm just going to put you on the wall here and I'm going to make some dough. So first things first, I'm going to turn on the machine down the bottom. We are going to be running, I'm going to be making about, I haven't been in the market. It's nice weather today. I wasn't there last week, so I better make a lot. So I'm going to do enough for, let's have a think. We're going to go with 61.5% hydration because I've been liking that at the moment. 21.3 degrees in here at the minute. Sun is up at that angle. It's still beating down on the side of the house a little bit. It's going to go around the front. This room's probably going to warm up a little bit. Probably going to hit about 22, maybe max of about 23 degrees. So we're going to average it out about 22.5 degrees in here. So that's going to be my sort of fermentation temperature throughout, because then in the van I can control it in my dough cabinet. So, and if you want to know like about controlling the dough and how I do that, then check out the little video up here. I think it'll be up here, and this is dough management in the pizza van. So check that one out. And you know what, whilst you're at it, don't forget to subscribe, because like and hit the notification button as well, because like if you do that, you'll get notified of videos like this and all my other videos as well. There's plenty of content out there on my YouTube. So 61.5% hydration means that we're going to put 615 grams of cold tap water into the mixer per kilo of flour used, and we're going to mix up, I think, let's have a look, I'll get my calculator out. So what we're going to do, let's go, how work this out, we're going to go 615 times, should we do 40, let's do 15 kilos of flour, let's take a lot with us, times 15 plus, so that I need 9,225 grams of cold tap water. Now what I did yesterday was I put I've got a 10 litre, so 10 kilos worth of water. I've got a 10 litre container, which I filled up with cold, fresh tap water, and I put it in the fridge overnight. So I'm going to start with very cold tap water because it's going to allow me to mix my dough for longer before it hits the temperature that I want. If you want to know all about dough and how I make this exact dough, then check out this video. This is my dough making video, my full process, which I just use 1 kilo of flour in that process, and I do it in my smaller mixer, but the same is going to apply to my bigger mixer that I'm going to show you now. So 925 grams, 9,225 grams of cold tap water, and then we're going to add to that plus, so we're going to go 15 kilos, so 50,000, plus we're going to use 30 grams of salt per kilo of flour. 30 times 15 equals, so that is going to be our complete dough weight at the end, 24 kilos, 675, and I'd make 270 gram dough balls, so I'm going to divide that by 270, and we're going to end up with 91 dough balls for tomorrow's market. So that's a decent amount. That's a big amount. There'll be a little bit up and down, but so yeah, I'm aiming I'll shoot to take 90 dough balls with me. So let's prep 90 dough balls. Okay, this is a 25 kilo. Let's have a look. Let's bring you down actually. So my mixer is a 25 kilo mixer. So we're just going to bring it out. It's on wheels. We're going to open that up. So this will mix 25 kilos worth of flour. So basically we're pretty much filling it to its max. It can push a little bit further. I can put 16 kilos of flour in it, but I generally run it at like 80% of max anyway, but we're going to go a little higher because it's one mix. So let's do it. Okay, what I've got here, got my scale here, got a big jug. Gonna just tar that off. We're running grams. I've got a big tub of water here, fresh water container, and we are gonna place that into the sink, and we're just gonna pour that in there, and we're gonna weigh out up to what was it, 9,225. So have a look. So where was we? We were 615 times 15, 9,225. So let's go 9,225. So put that on there. We're at 2,160 minus 2,160. So we've got 7 kilos to go. Open up the mixer. Just going to wheel that forward a little bit more, and you can probably have a look. Okay, let's keep going until we get to our desired amount. Now you might need to adjust your water temperature. Minus 2,170. Just under 5 kilos to go. Yeah, you might need to adjust your water temperature depending on kind of like your flour temp, how much heat your mixer adds over the time period in which you want to mix for. But for me, it's all about temperature. It's all about getting it to a certain temperature, making sure it's in the mixer for a decent amount of time. Minus 2,178. Ooh. 2,178. 2,717 to go. So this water will probably be about 4 degrees, maybe 5 degrees. Add a little bit there. Minus 1,096. Right, 1,621 to go. So we should have enough in it. Oh, we're almost there. I can just fill it up with a little bit of cold because it's cold enough, so that's fine. Obviously didn't fill up the container. 1,626, that'll do. We're a teeny bit over, but that's fine. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to hold all of that back, okay? So we're just going to put that on the side, and we're going to do our yeast. And I said 0.5 of a gram per kilo. So what I'm going to do is going to open my camera. We're going to go 0.5 times 15. And we need 7.5 grams of yeast. So we've got a fresh yeast here. This is our fresh yeast. If you have a look, looks like this. What I do, I'm going to bring you down here because this doesn't need anything fancy. I'm going to get my block of yeast and I'm just going to drop the whole thing in. I'm going to crumble it up a little bit. There is no need to swill it around to like dissolving it in. That will dissolve. If you want to, right now, I can just turn the mixer on at slow speed and I can just let that swim around. The mixer's just going to spin it around and it's going to dissolve it. So we've got that there. Let's put a lid on that yeast. We'll go and put that in the fridge in the garage. We don't need these scales anymore. These are just some little digital scales that close up on themselves. Cheap, Amazon, you just need some jewelry scales. Okay, they can go in the cupboard, out the way. We do need our Thermapen. This is a must. Right, so what we need now is we need to measure out our flour. So I want 15 kilos of flour. So I'll put 15 kilos into the phone. I've got this tub here. We need to get our scales. We're going to do this on the stainless unit over here. We're going to tile that off. So let me show you this. Okay, let's turn off the mixer for now. We can actually, you know what, I'm actually going to wheel the mixer just here. So it's just in that portion there, then you can see it. Okay, so I use two different types of flour. I have a stronger one and a weaker one. And what I normally do is when we start with the weaker one. Now, I add anywhere between 5 to 15% of this. I'm quite enjoying 10% of of the stronger one, sorry. 5 to 10% of the stronger one. I'm quite enjoying adding about 10% of it at the minute. So let's do that. So we've tiled off our scale. Got a big old flour scoop here. 10% of that would be 1.5 kilos of 15. So I'm just going to get a nice big scoop of this out of the flour bucket. And we're going to go in to the container. There we go. And I wouldn't worry, like a lot of people ask me why my dough doesn't over ferment in the van, stuff like that. I can, like in that dough management video, which I've put a link up to before, I can sort of keep it at a certain level, certain quality. Your dough's not just going to suddenly go off the edge and go bad. You know, I make it, and by adding this stronger flour, it holds the gluten strength together a lot longer, okay? So it allows me to keep it for a very long time. So I've got my 1.5 kilos of that one. That's that flour done. We're going to get our other one. Open up our other bucket. And we're going to start adding our normal Neapolitan flour. This is the Dalla Giovanna 00 Napolitana 1. It's got a strength rating of W310. I've been using this one for absolute years and it's never let me down. So 4,525. So I've got our 15 kilos. I'm just going to go minus 4,525. And then we've got 10.5 kilos to go. So what we're going to do, we're going to open up a mixer and we're just going to dunk that in. You know, it's already started to go cloudy from the yeast. And we're just going to keep going. So I'll probably put most of the flour in, if not all of it will go in now. You know, and I do this in bits. I do it in stages, and I always like use the calculator and do one bit at a time so I never forget anything. So 4,267 minus 4,267. I've got 6.2 kilos to go. Ooh, bit of flour on that. You know what? It's getting quite high in the mixer, so we're just going to put it on slow speed, 70 RPM, on manual mode, and we're just going to start mixing. That's going to start churning it around, okay? So just going to get some more flour. Should only have another 2 tubs worth to go. Flour all over my screen. Change the unit for a minute. There we go. There we go. There we go. So 4,645 minus 4,645. We've got 1.563 to go, so we're just going to dump that in there. All of that. Turn it back on. So what do we need? 1.563. So 1.563 kilos. That's way too much there. 1.5, 74, no. 1.566, that'll do. Right, all the flour is going in the mixer. So I'm just going to tip it all in whilst it's spinning around through the guards. Give that a tap. Right, put the lid back on that. Slide our flour back over. Okay, and now that is mixing. So let me bring you down and I'll show you what we're doing here. Okay, you see we're in the mix. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some of that flour before this gets too dry for the mixer. Because you don't want to put too much stress in your mixer with such a low hydration. We're just going to dribble a load of that in, and that's going to help mix it all together. We're going to hold back a little bit. Look, I've got, what, about 200 ml I've held back. So I'm just going to put that on the side, and we're just going to let that mix. Okay. And while that's in the mix and it's just doing its thing, it's just coming together, we need to measure out our salt. So what did I say? I said 30 grams per kilo. So we need to do 30 times 15. And that gives us 450 grams of salt. So what I have here, I have a tub of just sea salt, fine sea salt. That's all you need. So let's have a look down here. And we've got our scale again. Got a little gastronome on there. Just going to tar that off, and we're going to dunk 450 grams into here. $385, 410, 420, 427, 430. Bang, 450 grams. So that's our salt. So we can put our salt away for now. We can go back into our cupboard over here. Have a look at our dough. Look, it's quite a shaggy mixture at the minute, but it's picking it all up from the bottom of the bowl. We've got a little bit around the edge, which is absolutely fine, which is going to pick it up. And it's just running, like I say, on a slow speed. I'm going to actually just dribble a little bit of water into the middle and a little bit down the edge, just down here. And that's just going to help it make sure if there is any dry bits at the bottom, it's going to help loosen it and pick it up. There you go, it's been given like a full turn. And I'm just going to keep this on slow speed for a little bit because it's doing well. It's making a dough, it's bringing it all together. That dough is probably, with the temperature of the flour, because this room's like 20 odd degrees, that dough is probably running at about 17, 18 degrees now, which is where I want it. So I'll actually show you that. I'll bring out the Thermapen, I'll stop it quickly and I'll show you. There you go. Oh, there we go. 17. There you go. 17, 16.7. There you go. 17-ish degrees almost. So, I'm going to turn it on, leave it on slow speed. Just let it do its thing, bring it together slowly. And then what we're going to do in a minute, we're going to dump the salt in there. And then we're going to trickle in the rest of our water. So, it's been in the mixer for a few minutes now. I think we're probably up in the sort of 18 degrees. Look, come down here. Let's have a quick look. So, we're forming quite a nice little dough. Yeah, we're up at 17. That was 18 there, 18 degrees, 17.8, something like that. Right, what we're going to do now, I'm going to turn the mixer on. I'm just gonna hand up that speed a little bit. I'm going to go up to like 110 RPM, something like that. There we go, we're running at about 110. Just going to get a little tool out. It's like a slicer, like a serving thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this, I'm just going to bring you down here and show you. I'm just going to get it. It's reset itself. So we'll go down here, let's try that again, there we go. We're just going to get this in down the side here. I'm just going to make sure any little bits, because it's quite a big mix, any little bits of flour, anything on the edge, I'm just catching them up. And it just picked them up, and it's just going to add that to the mix. So now the side of the bowl is completely clean. And we are forming a nice looking dough. Now at this point, when it reaches about 18, maybe 19 degrees, I like to add my salt. So the salt's going to go in now. So what we're going to do, some people do it while it's still mixing. I'm just going to stop it, and I'm just going to put it all the way around like that. And what that's going to do, that's going to help bring the dough together, and it's going to cause friction, heat. It's going to start to heat up a little bit more. So we're just going to turn it on, and I'm just going to put the speed up a little bit more, because I'm happy with that. Remember, we've still got about 100 ml of water. So just to help that salt dissolve into the mix, I'm just going to trickle a little bit of water into the middle. and a little bit all the way around the edge, and in it goes. That is all our water used, okay? So just put that upside down on the drainer, and let's bring you down. And as you can see, this mix is coming together quite nicely. Look, we're already getting this nice little pumpkin forming. We're just on a slowish speed. It's looking a little bit moist at the minute. You know, I don't overly hydrate my dough, okay? I go for more of a classic Neapolitan dough. I don't want it to be overly like crazy on the crust, crazy puffy, anything like that. Mine's more of a classic style. So this is what it will look like. Let's get a bit of flour in there. I'm gonna let that go at that speed for now. So let me show you what I put the dough in. So what I do is I have these tubs here. So let me just get a couple of these out. If I can separate them. There we go, let's move that out of there. So I've been using these for years. These are, how big are these? I think it says on there somewhere. It's a 14 litre tub. So these are 14 litre tubs with lids, okay? And so what I'll do is I'll break this mix down, this 15 kilo mix, into 3 of these. And I ferment in this room at room temperature. I never ever use the fridge. So they will sit in this room, and now we're up at 21.8 degrees. Like I said, it was going to rise, so it's probably going to be about 22.5 up to 23. And they will sit in these tubs. I'll split it into 3, like I said. I'll cut out dough, I'll put it into these tubs, which I'll show you in a minute. And it will sit in here for like, what, now it's coming up to, what time is it now? 11:53 now. So this dough will be done in like the next sort of 10 minutes or so, and it will stay in here till 8 o'clock tonight. So this is going to have about 8 hours bulk fermentation now, and then I'm going to ball it up. I'll start balling up from 8 o'clock. It will probably take me about 45 minutes to ball all that dough up, and I'll show you that later actually. And then tomorrow I'll be serving this from 10 a.m. So, you know, my peak period is going to be midday through to about 2 o'clock. So this dough will have probably, you know, like over 14 hours in the balled period before it's going to really be being served. So, you know, we're up at our sort of almost 24 hours sort of range at that point. Okay. So at 12 o'clock, this would have had 24 hours total. So there, these are the ones. 14 litre. The reason I don't put it in a big proving bucket is because I find, well, basically, also, you see my space. I can't tip out a large amount of dough at one time. So what I do is I'll do one of these at one time. Each one of these will fit about 30, you know, enough for about 30 dough balls in it. And what I'll do doing later on, I'll have a dough tray here, which I put it into the dough tray, and I have another stack of dough. I have a dough tray here and a stack down there, and I just ball up into that tray and then put another one on, and they just stack up and stay in here overnight. Okay, so let's check out the mix. As you can see, it's starting to smooth out quite a bit. So what we're going to do now, I'm just going to hang that speed up, because I reckon it's probably about 19-20 degrees. So we're going to go all the way up, and we're going to smash our 210 RPM. So this is a Sunmix small line 25. They don't actually do this one anymore. This one's sort of been discontinued. The biggest version you can get now in a smaller is the Easy line or the Evo, which comes in at 20 kilos, and then after that you need a 30 kilo. But this one, I've had this about 5 years. It's starting to wobble around a little bit, mainly because I haven't put the brakes on the casters. But as you can see, it's really starting to mix it up, and we're getting a nice, see that's starting to smooth out a lot there, and it's looking good. So let's put you back up on the wall, or track me, and then I'll get down here and I'll do some temp checking. Okay, so because what I'm aiming for is I aim to get this dough between 23 and 24 degrees, normally about 23.5, and at that point it's sort of at its sort of premium fermentation temperature. Throughout the milling process, and I explain this in my dough making video, throughout the whole milling process, this dough, the flour is kept at 23 to 24 degrees, and basically that is where the yeast has its party. That's where things are at their most active, but they're not too active. They're just perfect. Everything is just perfect, okay? So I know for consistency, if I get my dough every time to 23 to 24 degrees, it's going to be pretty consistent, okay? But the yeast level has to change, but that's something you need to learn about. So we're getting a really nice twangy dough. It's like, as it's going around the ripper, it's kind of just clinging onto it, and it's kind of like spinning around it a little bit. It's looking quite smooth, so we're just going to do a little temp check. Right, we're at 20.4, so we can just let that rip. So we're just going to let that rip for a few more minutes, and it should come up to temperature in around the 23 degree mark. We're now 21.8 degrees still in my prep room. Right, let's look at this now. So let's check it out, I'll spin you around. So, if you have a look at that, you can see how smooth that is looking. The mixer's rocking around a bit, but that is because it's on the casters, and it's probably not, it might be on a bit of grout or something. So let's just check it out, let's see where we're at. We'll open that up. See that dough, it's looking nice, just starting to go. There we go, 22.4, that's at 22, 26, 2.6. So what we're going to do, just going to leave that and let that keep going, but that is looking beautiful already. Okay, I reckon we're there. Let's check it out. So I moved the mixer over this way so you can see a little bit better. So let's get down. So we are at 24, there we go. 24 and 24. Right, let's bring you down and show you the dough, because we are rocking. Let's spin you around. Let's have a look at that. There you go. It's nice, it's soft. See this? See this? It's nice. Strong. That's proper strong dough. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this in this mixer now for 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do, this mixer has a timer, so I'm going to turn the RPM all the way back down. I'm going to turn the timer on for 10 minutes. I'm just going to leave that alone, and in 10 minutes I will hear that go ping, okay? And then what I'm going to do, in 10 minutes time, when that goes ping, I'm going to put it on slow speed, like slowest, like 70 RPM, and it's just going to go round one turn, maybe 1.5, something like that. And what that's going to do, that's just going to let it hydrate. It's going to sit there, and it's just going to strengthen it, basically. It's just going to strengthen that dough, and it's going to bring it all together. And then I'm going to cut it out, I'm going to put it into my tubs. I'm just going to turn it into the tubs, and then they're going to sit in here until 8 o'clock tonight. Once my kids are, maybe even 8:30, once I put my kids to bed, and then I'm going to ball up, ready for tomorrow. Okay? Now, oh, actually, now you know what we're doing? When I didn't, okay, it went ping. The time is up. 10 minutes have gone. Let's show you. All right, let's spin you around. Oh, what? Here we go. I've tucked the mixer back in underneath here. Right, let's pull it out, and you can see this. So have a look at this. See, we've gone. Look at that. Seriously strong, beautifully hydrated dough. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to turn the mixer on, slow speed, manual mode, and it's going to have like one spin of the bowl. And you're going to see it's going to bring it all together in this beautiful, silky smooth, strong dough, like a nice big pumpkin. Right, it's gone round about 1.5, and that's fine. That's literally just strengthened it up. And there you go. Beautiful dough, nice and strong and ready to come out of the mixer. So let's get it out of the mixer. So we're going to track me. Sorry if you don't like the active track, but it just works really well because I can move around and I don't have to constantly worry where you are. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually move it over here like that, and we're going to just going to take chunks out essentially. So just going to cut bits of dough out of the mixer, and we're going to put them in there. So one in that one, and it's coming out of the mixer clean. I'll show you the mixer afterwards, and we'll just give the mixer a quick clean up afterwards. It's coming out super nice. And then usually what I'll do is I'll put some gloves on my hand, because the dough doesn't really stick to your hands when you're wearing gloves, and I'll give it a nice little spin round. Now it's just towards back, so I'm just going to turn the mixer on. It's going to move it to the front of the mixer. So we're just going to even this up between these tubs. Last little bit, it's always gets stuck around the spiral. Comes out easy enough. And then we'll just get in there with our hands and we'll pull that one off. There you go. Right, I'm going to show you this now. Oh, you can see. Right. So, sorry, it lost me. So you can see how clean is that mixer. Literally, that dough has come out super clean. I just need to give it a little spray and a little wipe. And this is what it looks like at the minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray and wipe the mixer down, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. Because I'm going to leave it a couple more minutes, and it's just going to relax again. And then what I'll do is I'm just going to like get my hands in there, and I'm going to roll it under itself and tighten the dough up. Okay, so let's clean the mixer. So what we got here, we got our all-in-one sanitizer and cleaner, and we're just going to give it a little spray around. Not too much, because you don't want to soak it inside there. And I'm going to get my sponge, my scoury sponge, and we're just going to go around and we're just going to agitate it around the mixer. Now you can just use a damp like microfiber cloth. You know, if you're using your mixer every day, you just need to give it a wipe out. But because I'm not doing it all the time, I like to give it a proper clean down with a sanitizer and cleaner. Obviously the bowl is not removable on this, so you can't remove the bowl to like take it off and clean it. So you just got to get in there, but you don't want to fill it up with water. You want to get right to the top of that spiral. Make sure any like bits of dough, there's a little bit there that I missed. Look, there it is. I'm just going to put it on the side, put that in the bin. Yeah, you want to get right up to the top of the spiral, right on all the ripper, on the underside. If there is a little bit of dough stuck on the underside of the ripper, I normally, because the tolerances are so tight, I normally get my knife and I just run it on the underside, and it's just going to get out. See that? A little bit of dough is stuck on the underside of the ripper. Just going to get that out. And we're just going to spin that round, give it another, hold on. There we go. Get to what was the back. There we go. Okay, and then we got a blue roll. As you know, I love blue roll. And we're just going to wipe down and dry off the inside and clean that off. And as this is a sanitizer and cleaner all in one, that has done its job, and that will be sanitized and clean completely for the next time I want to use it, which is actually just in a few days. I'm going to be doing a load of mixes on Saturday, because I'm prepping for a very big food festival, which I will show you how I do that. My local St Albans food festival is on Sunday the 22nd, and I'll be prepping for over 250 pizzas. So that is that clean. Let's spin you around and show you. So look, there we go. We have a lovely, clean, shiny mixer ready for next time. So I'm going to put that back underneath there, and then we're going to put some gloves on and we're going to spin this. So I'm just going to go and wash my hands, and then we're going to spin this. Yo, hands washed, gloves are on. This is our dough. I'm just going to show you what I do. So at this point, it's just had a little rest. So I'm just going to fold it under itself in here. Now you'll see a lot of people doing this on the countertop, but as I'm in here, I'm just going to do it in here, and you can see it's starting to, actually, you know what, it'd be easier if I show you it on the countertop. and then make a ball. So this again is just strengthening and smoothing out our dough. Okay, let's just put it on the side here. And what you're doing, you just want to lift it under itself, pick it up, and it's just that motion, picking it up, rolling it in on itself, and creating this lovely, big, smooth dough ball with all that surface tension. So that's it. You can look at that. That is strong as anything. It's popping back up. This is my proper classic Neapolitan dough, ready to go. So what we're going to do, we're going to put that back into our tub. Going to put a lid on it, and that's going to stay in this room with the other two, until I ball it up later. And that is what it looks like. We've got our 3 stacks of dough there. That is just going to stay there. And as you can see, the temperature's already gone up to 22.2 from like 21.8 or whatever it was, just from me being in here and the house warming up a little bit. So that's going to stay there. Let's get on with cutting our cheese. Yo, so we're ready to cut the cheese. So what I have here, this is the cheese I use. So check it out. So this is the Fratelli Amodio Fior di Latte mozzarella. So this one comes out of Somerset. I get it pretty much every week. It's made from UK cows. It has low food miles, and my supplier started stocking this stuff. I used to get the Italian Latteria Sorrentina Fior di Latte, which I still occasionally use. I normally use like if I'm doing a big event like next week, I'll be using like the pre-cut version of that, because I can't store enough mozzarella for what I need. But when I do the market, I just need 2 packs of this. So I'll be cutting 8 kilos of cheese, and it's in these, like I say, these are 500-gram balls. And what I do is I'll go and get my pot that I use. So I've got my pot. This is a 1.4 GN 150 deep thing, and this is what actually goes in my food truck in the refrigeration up top. You know, when you see me get the cheese out, it's up here. And what we do is we have these special, where are we? Draining plates. So, because this cheese needs draining, you need to cut your mozzarella. If you're using a fresh, wet mozzarella, it needs draining, right? So I put this plate, you see it's got these little like bits on the underside, just sits in the bottom of there, and all the liquid drains out into it. And then I have slightly bigger ones. And the beauty of this is I recycle this. So the cheese will get cut, the drainer will be put in this, because it fits in these packets perfectly. And then it will drain into that. I'll wrap it with cling film, and then I can take those to the market. So I have less washing up, because I used to use, here they are, I used to use like one of these. So one of these tubs, same kind of thing. So let me show you. So this tub here, and the drainer fits in this tub here, okay? But if I bring this home, I've got to wash this, and it's big and it's bulky, and it doesn't really fit in the dishwasher very well. So I use them occasionally. Depends on how much cheese that I'm taking with me. But, let me put that back there. Oh, you know what, that went that way, didn't it? But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reuse these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain this cheese. So we're just going to drain it off, just going to slice that, and we're going to drain off the brine. I can go down there. I'm going to take all the plastic off. And I'll show you this. So, what we have here, we have our mozzarella balls. Like I say, there is 8 500-gram balls in here. So we've got 4 kilos of this. And I'm going to need those. So what I normally do, I use a dough tray here. So I'm going to just bring you down. So you have a look at this. What I'll do is I'll stack these into a clean dough tray, which again will get cleaned and used for dough afterwards. And we're going to stack a load in here. And what we're going to do, we're going to just clean this out. We're going to drain that out. And we're going to put one of these draining plates in the bottom of here. Okay. And then we get our special bad boy cheese cutter tool. Now I've used this before. I did a video on how I cut the cheese using this, and essentially it has these wires, and you can get different kind of, however, like different versions of this where like you can do bigger cuts and stuff. And essentially I put the cheese in here and then I run through it. So let me show you. Got one ball, gonna put it in there, Going to run straight through it, and you see it's sliced it up like that. I'm just going to spin it round that way, and we're going to slice through it. And then what I like to do, I like to randomize it. So now look what we've got these nice sticks, okay, of mozzarella, but they're still a little bit long, a little bit big. So I just put it slightly on an angle and run through it again. And then what I get is I get this really nice kind of random cut of cheese, which I'm just going to put in here, and it's going to let it break up a little bit. This is the kind of cut that I like. Have a look at this. It's completely random, and what that's going to do, that's going to drain into this. So all the moisture is going to drain out of that cheese into the bottom. So we're just going to run through a load of this. And you like your cheese cut depends on how you bake. Some people like a bigger sort of cut, but I find that this kind of size, you see this? It's like some of it is like little strips like that. Some of it is cubed. This is the cut that I like, and it gives me the look and the kind of melt that I like of this cheese. And this cheese is amazing. It tastes a bit like ice cream, to be honest. It tastes like it just tastes like cream. It's really, really amazing. And some of the cuts will be quite long like this. You have a look. And some will be like little cubes and stuff like that, but we'll just run through this. And this tool that I'm using here can help me to cut through like kilos of cheese. You know, like we've already just cut through like 2 kilos of cheese in no time at all. So this little tub here will take about 2.5 kilos of mozzarella, and this is going to go. This has a lid on it. It's going to go in the fridge, and this will sit in my van fridge, my van topping fridge, and then this is where I take the cheese from for that. Let's get a lid. So put a lid on that, and that can go in the fridge ready for tomorrow. So we'll put that over there for now. And what I'm going to do is going to move you along. And remember, we've got this now, so we're just going to start to fill this up. But we're going to open up the other bag of cheese and get ready to do that one as well, for the other tub. So we'll just drain off the liquid. And I mean, this cheese was actually produced earlier on in the week, so it's super fresh. I can get this cheese fresher than I can the Italian cheese, and actually, to be honest, this is better. Like, I'm sorry if you're Italian, but this cheese is better. Like, the cows in Somerset, the milk that our cows give off is just better. Unfortunately, I would, if the Italian cheese was better, I 100% would use it. I'm using this. I actually, even though this has low food miles and is produced in the UK, I actually have to pay more for this cheese. It's more expensive than the Italian fior di latte mozzarella that I can get, and it's better. You know, for me, it's about quality, and this is sustainable. It's low food mileage. It just tastes amazing. So let's crank through this stuff, and then we get this done. So we'll just put a load of this in the tubs. I'm just going to randomize it. I'm just going to sort of break it apart. And this is really easy to clean. You can't stick this machine in a dishwasher. It's made of aluminium. It will kill it. Aluminum for you Americans. But it's really, really easy to clean. I've been using this for years now, and it's never given me any issues. If you need to replace parts, you can do on these, but I absolutely love this. If you want to get one, you can check out, I might even try and put a link just up here to my Linktree. You can buy it, search around online. You can get these from my Amazon store. I do have an Amazon affiliate store, so if you do buy anything from there, it's got a lot of the equipment. I haven't updated it in years. It's got a lot of the equipment I used to use and still do use on there. So if you'd like to grab one from there, I will earn a kickback from it. So thank you very much if you do. But I will tell you now, search around, because you can find these a lot cheaper. You can get one like Alibaba or AliExpress for about 50 quid. I think it's about 140 quid currently on Amazon. So please do, if you are going to get one of these, if you're using it for commercial use and you want to like just thunder out fresh mozzarella, then have a good search around, okay? So that is all our cheese cut, and it looks like this in this tub. So I've got 2 of those, so we're just going to clean film them up. They got pretty much the same in each, so I've just cut in just a few minutes basically 8 kilos of fresh mozzarella. I have a massive roll of cling film here, or wrap, whatever you want to call it, and we're just going to wrap these up now so they're ready to go in the fridge, and they'll be ready. These will go in my cool box, in my Yeti cooler in the van, and I'll just take from them when I need to top up the cheese. I should technically have enough cheese here for the 90 pizzas. Usually this should do me about 80 odd. You know, I put about, I think about 90 to 100 grams of mozzarella on each pizza. So, you know, 8 kilos of cheese, I've got enough for about 80-ish to 90. So hopefully I won't run out of cheese. I'll just have to not be too handsy with it. So that's all good. They're wrapped up. They're going to go in the fridge in the garage. And pretty much I've now been going for, what time is it now? It's 12:30. I've pretty much just been prepping for about an hour. So I've put an hour into it so far. So that's the dough has been made. The cheese has all been prepped. I do need to cut some pecorino actually, which I can do. Which doesn't take me long, so I use a food processor to do that, which I'll show you. But I've basically put an hour into it so far. So, you know, later on there's going to be some more prep. I still need to make the sauce. I still need to figure out, I don't know what I'm going to put on special this week, because I change that every week. So I need to figure out what I'm going to do, which I'm going to head to the shops. I'm going to see if anything gives me some inspiration for a special. Generally, my special pizzas, you know, as I'm only taking about 80 to 90 pizzas with me to the market, I generally only prep for about 20 specials, 15 to 20 on max. It's normally my premium pizza. It's a little bit more expensive than the others. Sometimes it's not. It's just an old favorite that comes back around. But I find it's nice to offer something completely different every week if I can. Unfortunately, I haven't had a lot of time this week to figure it out because this prep kitchen has been being sort of redone. But yeah, I'll have a look at the shops. I'll see if there's any seasonal veg, anything that tickles me, any good looking meats that I think I can turn into something, and then I'll turn that into a special. So yeah, let's cut some pecorino. So here I have a massive chunk of pecorino. So I use a vegetarian pecorino, okay? So this isn't like a DOP one, anything like that. The reason I do that is because a lot of people don't realize this as well, is that a lot of cheese contains animal rennet. So and proper like Parmesan, like Parmigiano Reggiano, like a Grana Padano, or like a Pecorino Romano, they all contain rennet if it's like a DOP one. So I don't use that one. I use a vegetarian one, but it can't then be like DOP like pecorino because it doesn't contain the animal rennet. It's not made in the olden ways. It has a microbiological vegetarian rennet in it, which means it's vegetarian. Same as my cheese, my field lab mozzarella, that is vegetarian as well. So my margherita can be vegetarian. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slice it up. So let's have a look down here. So I'm going to just take like a little chunk. So what I normally do is just take a little bit off the end like that. And I have some here from leftover from the last batch. So what I'm going to do, I've got my food processor here, and I find I used to grate this by hand, man. And you know what? It was grating. So I've got like a grating attachment here. This is going to be seriously loud. I'm really sorry. I'm only going to show you for a second. And I turn it on, and I'm just going to slightly push it down, and we're going to get some really nice, finely grated pecorino in here. Let's go. You see, I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure on it, and we're going to get, let me bring you over and have a look. We're just getting a really nice, finely grated cheese. And this means that I don't have to spend loads of money on like a high-end cheese grating machine or anything like that. And I just thunder through until this is pretty much full up, and that's enough cheese to get me through like a market. I'll put it in a tub, in a little Tupperware here, and that will go back in the fridge. So that's how I do my pecorino. And that is done. So put that over there. This can go in the dishwasher actually. So let me show you what we're left with. Ooh, make a mess. So we are left with a finely grated pecorino that I can put into this tub, and basically this just goes into my toppings fridge in a little gastronome. I use a little 1.9 gastronome for this. I'll show you that tomorrow actually in my toppings fridge. And that is that. So that will go in the fridge now, and then in my Yeti tomorrow, and I'll top up my thing. And that is grating fresh pecorino. And basically, I used to be able to get bags of cheese. I used to use a Grana Padano, but essentially it wasn't vegetarian. And you know what? It had no punch to it. It had no flavour. I like pecorino because it's got that little extra like saltiness and umami-ness. And it makes my pizza a little bit more punchy. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so I had to pop out actually, and I forgot to bring my other camera with me. So this is on my phone. Still looks pretty good. Right, on special tomorrow, because they are in season and they were 50% extra free. I haven't done this one for a while. I've got some figs. These, I'm going to do one called the Figgy Smalls. So I love a bit of Biggie Smalls. A little bit of a play on one I used to call the Figgy Stardust. These beautiful things called figs are amazing. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut open, so you get pretty much one fig per pizza. So we've got enough here for what, 18 specials I think. So the Figgy Smalls, it's going to go like this. So it's a pizza bianca, so it doesn't have sauce on it, a little bit like the salsiccia fiorelli one. So we're going to hit it with, we're going to start things off with a little pecorino down as the base. It's going to give it a little bit of saltiness, a little umami-ness. Going to hit that with some fior-di-latte mozzarella, the mozzarella you saw me cut. I'm going to put some basil on this one because I think it's going to work. So a little bit of fresh basil, a little red onion. Red onion is a banger with this one. And then I'm going to lay down the figs. This one's going to be, essentially it would be vegetarian, depends if you eat gorgonzola, because gorgonzola is not vegetarian unfortunately. And so that one's going to get baked, and then out the oven I'm going to finish it with some wild rocket, which I just got from the shops, and some crushed walnuts. So it's going to get a little walnut and a little balsamic drizzle, because balsamic and figs, I'll probably do the drizzle on it before the honey, because then I was going to hit it with a little chili honey as well. I might leave that as an optional hit, because I mean, I think it's going to work because the figs and the sweetness and the little bit of heat is going to work really well with the cheese and the figs and everything. So you've got your, you know, you've got your sweetness there, you've got your heat, you've got your, you know, your salty. You kind of got it all going on there, and a little bit of sourness as well coming in from the balsamic, from the vinegar. So yeah, that one's going to be a winner. So stay tuned for that one. I will shoot a reel with that. So I'll probably prep the figs in the van in the morning. So I'll give them a bit of a wash down before, and then I'm going to slice each one into probably 6 or 8 little like slices, little triangles, quarters, whatever, eighths. And yeah, that one's going to be a banger. Like I say, I've done it before. It's nice to do something like that. They're in season. They are Turkish figs. A Bursa fig, but they're literally banging season at the minute, so they should be at their best. So let's go prep. We're now in the back of the van. As you can see, this is how easy it is for me to sort my stuff out. That's my garage, and if I walk through here, excuse the mess in the garage, got dough trays there. This is my prep room where we were earlier. So I prep from here, dough's going to be there. There's the house through there. It's the prep room. And then we come through, got a couple of refrigerators here, got some dough trays, got like a load of dough trays up there, a load of storage of stuff, got like things there, just, you know, got pizza boxes there, we got everything. So, and then we come through to my van. This is the back of the van, so this is where I load into. So that's my dough cabinet, you've seen that before. Now, got the fridge here. I'm actually going to turn the fridge on because the van is plugged in. It looks like we're going to be quite warm on the market tomorrow, so I'm probably going to be wanting to run my AC unit, which is this thing here. It's in this big bag. Ah, that was loud. So this needs to be plugged in as well, so because this is battery powered and it's going to charge up. So I'll unplug it, I'll plug it in over here. because the van is plugged in. I have a 16 amp commando socket on the side of my house, and the van has its own battery storage and it is plugged in basically. So this is all part of getting prepped. So I've been to the shop, I've got all the stuff I need. I'm going to turn my fridge on. What else do I need? So I'm running low. So this is my opportunity to make sure I've got everything I need in the van for tomorrow, so I haven't got to mess around in the morning. I'm running low on liners. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the garage and I'm going to get a pack of them. So let's go do that. Let's go into the garage. So the liners are up here. There's a load of stuff on top of them. I've got old flooring there as well. Look. So that is a packet of liners. So they're 12-inch wave pizza liners. As you can see, it says, where is it? You can kind of see it somewhere there, underneath there, where it says purple packaging. 12-inch wave flute pizza liners, and there's 500 in there. That'll keep me going for 500 pizzas worth, essentially, as long as I don't put too many, like accidentally put 2 in each one. So I need those, so I'm just going to place them up here for now. And what we're going to do, we're going to get my toppings fridge ready. So this is the toppings fridge here. This thing's going to start to cool down. And oh my god, as long as it doesn't snap down, take our fingers off. So you've got these little things here, and these are what hold the gastronorms in. Okay, so we put them there. Oh my god, it is going to take my, right, you know what I'm going to do? Stuff like this. I've got a little clip here. I'm just going to clip that onto it there, and that's going to stop that from going down. Right, so what we do is we get our gastronorms ready in here. So tomorrow, as I said, I'm going to do the figgy stardust. So we'll start this end. We're going to put one in there, a long one. And the way we start things off, so these are called GN containers. This is a 1.9, this is a 1.6. And what I do is I put a 1.9 here first, and that's where my pecorino goes. And I put a 1.6 there, and that's where my basil goes. Let me show you those. See? Oh no, it's gone out of the way. So pecorino, basil. And then next one will be my cheese, but I'm not putting it in now because this isn't cool enough. That's going to stay in my fridge inside. So then my cheese will go there, and then I'm going to have gorgonzola, and the gorgonzola is going to go in a 1.9 GN. So that one will go there like that. Crap on it. 1.9 one like that, and then the figs are going to go in a 1.6. And then I need one for my pepperoni, one for my andouille, and I have empty ones here. So that one will be for pepperoni, and then andouille on the end, and my cheese will go there. So this is how I arrange my toppings fridge. This is going to get closed. This is going to stay on now till tomorrow morning. So this will be like super cool, super chilled by the time I need it. And that's that really. So pretty much I've got gas. I don't need to go and get gas. Sometimes on Tuesday I need to go and get gas for the gas tank, but I got a new one last time. So I've got plenty in here. Apart from that, everything else can pretty much get sorted in the morning. And yeah, we'll go from there. I've got loads of red onions for my special. The AC is plugged in and the battery is charging up, so that's all good. Ovens are good, they're all clean. They don't need vacuuming. I sort of vacuum them out every couple of weeks. They don't need doing right now. I've got pizza boxes in here. I've got like over 100 pizza boxes. That's more than I need. I've literally got everything I need in here now, so I can close the van down. Actually, no, I haven't. My semolina. So this is my semolina. Let me just bring you down here. So let me see if I can just bring you down. Sorry, this is welcome to my garage. It's a mess. Right, in here I've got my semolina. So I have a tub which I take with me, and in here this is my semolina. I've got a big tub of it. I get it in 25 kilo bags. So this is like another flour storage with a lid and a scoop. So we scoop some of that in there, and we have plenty of our semolina now. So we can put that in the van, just put it up there. We can close the dough cabinet because that's going to stay nice and cool. Like I say, ovens are all good, everything's there. Yeah, I think we're pretty much prepped in here until the morning. So all I've got to do is load up the Yeti, which lives down here. If you can see, the Yeti lives down there. and right now it's in the garage with my pizza boxes on top of it, so I can close down the fridge. I'll take that thing away so that closes, and we're pretty much good to go now. So when I do, just a quick one actually, when I do the food festival in a couple of weeks, I will be like stripping this fan back down to like bare basics, so I won't be bringing in anything extra that I need, because the dough cabinet will just be full of dough. I'm going to be prepping probably for about 250 to 200, depending on the weather. If it looks like it's going to rain, I'll prep a little less. If it looks like it's going to be a good day, I'll prep for the max. So max is 270. Sort of, if a rainy day, I might just do 220 to 250. We'll see. So yeah, I'll essentially fill this van. The dough cabinet will be full. All of my shelves down here, which let me show you on the underside down here, all these shelves, these will all be gone. All the stuff in there that's kind of, I'll be bringing the bare essentials with me basically to the market that day. Menu will only be a 4 pizza menu, won't be a 6 pizza menu. Because it's a food festival, I need to work fast. I need to keep it simple, while still offering an absolutely banging menu. So it will be awesome. There'll be stuff for everybody. But you know, I'll pay a big pitch fee to be there, and it's kind of, you know, I want to serve the best pizza I can, but I still need to pummel out as much as possible in the time frame. I have literally about 6 or 7 hours to cook those pizzas. So yeah, that one's gonna be wild, and I'll show you that one as well. We'll do a long form on that one, how I prep and how I do that, so stay tuned for that. Yo, little update. So it is now, what time are we at actually? Hold on a minute. It's now 5:45, so I've just picked up the kids from school, from after school club, but I'll show you around to it, show you the dough. You can see how much it's risen. So earlier on, it was nowhere near there, and it's probably gonna get to about here, and then I'm gonna ball it up. So let me just show you. Actually, let's open up this one. Let me show you it. Look, getting a little fermentation bubbles going on there. You see all that little bubbly bits on top, and you can see the grain. You can see all that extra little grain in it from the Uniqua flour, the stronger one that I use. So yeah, it's looking good. It smells amazing, and the temperature is, what we're at, 21.5. We're looking at. So it's looking good. So yeah, I'll be back. I'm going to come back in here about 8 to 8:30, and I'm going to ball this up ready for tomorrow basically. And I've still got to make my sauce. So usually I make my sauce quite late at night, and then I'll stick it in the fridge. And then basically I take it out, and it's almost ambient when I use it, because tomato sauce is always nice when tomatoes are always better when they're sort of a bit warmer and a bit ambient. You don't really want to take your sauce straight from the fridge and put it on a pizza as well, because cold sauce on a pizza can make like the little gummy layer. Like when you bake the pizza, when you put cold sauce, cold cheese, everything like that, slam it on a hot base, essentially it can help with not cooking that dough underneath, and you get this little gummy layer from basically cold sauce. That can happen also if you use very cold dough as well, like take it straight from the fridge, and all of those things can contribute to that. So technically, yeah, you want to use sort of room temperature sauce, which it is. When I take it out the fridge in the morning, I put it in the van, it goes into like the dough cabinet, and then it kind of like, when I put it into the big stainless bowl, it just comes back up to temperature, so it's never cold, which is good. So anyway, see you in a bit. I'm back, and it's night time. If I look outside, it's dark. It's actually 17 minutes past 8, so I've just put one of my kids to bed. My wife's at home, she's putting the other one down, and don't worry, that's not a gun, that is a bugger salt. It's a assault rifle, so it's a salt powered gun for shooting flies. Never use it. Anyway, so the dough, let's check it out. I'll spin you around. So here we go. If you have a look, it has pretty much doubled in size. It was probably around there, puffed up. It's got a nice little bubble going on there as well. There wasn't as much in that one. That one's probably had the most in it, but it is pretty much, oh sorry, that one's probably had the most in it. It's pretty much doubled in size. So what we're going to do, we're going to slam you down here. I'll show you what I do. So what I've got here, let me put this down, flip you around. So I've got a dough tray here, and I'm going to tip out the dough into here. I have a cutter and I've got a set of scales. These ones just some flat scales. I'm going to put you just on top of here, and so you can see what I'm doing. Usually I listen to some music, maybe a podcast or something like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a few for you just to show you sort of what I do. There's no point me sitting here doing 90 dough balls, but it is 8:19, 8:20, and I'll do the dough balls, and then I'll come back and show you what I do when I do the sauce. So right, I normally wear gloves for this as well because my hands are clean. I just find it a lot, the dough just doesn't stick to my hands when I wear gloves, and it makes it a lot easier to do the balling up. So right, let's get one out. Put that in there. And what I do is I just tip this bulk dough into the tray, just releasing it. So, you know, this has actually had about 8 hours ish balled up now, 8 or 9 hours, something like that. I usually try for about 8 to 10 hours bulk, and then the rest balled up. So I'm just going to get all these little bits. Okay, so this is our masa dough, and what I do is I turn the scale on and I just cut a sausage. So I'm going to cut a sausage like so. And what I do is I get my hands underneath like this, and I just sort of feel out what I think is going to be about 270 grams, and I drop it down in the tray. So just feel, and usually it takes me a couple of tries. So let's weigh this one. So I'm going to show you this. Go down here, so look on the scale. Right, okay, right, it's in milliliters, but I'm going to change it to grams. Okay, so I'm looking for so right, check this out, people. I'm looking for 270 grams. I'm going to flip this round and show you 268. So that one's fine. Okay, so I pretty much nailed that one. So that dough ball isn't finished. Oh, hold on a minute. Right, I'll leave it on there. That dough ball isn't finished. I need to move this dough over to here. I need to put this tray here. I've got a stack of dough trays there, by the way. So what I do now is I just place this one into this tray in the corner. I'll weigh that one. So that was 262. So I'll just pinch a little bit off. Let me bring you back down. There you go. So I just pinch a little bit off, add it to it until I hit, there you go, 270, 271. Put that over there. We'll weigh this one, 260. So the first one, which was actually the third one I balled up, was better. So now I've got an idea of the weight. I get a feel for it. So that one's going to be over. Yeah, 290. I can feel it. That was the last bit that's left. 273. Like a couple of grams either way. I don't mind if it's 268 to 272. I'm happy with that. So that's that one done. So I'm going to cut another sausage. And eventually what happens is I don't even need the scales. So I'll just rattle through these. Obviously I'm going slower. I go a lot faster when I'm not showing you. And what will happen is I'll go through all of this dough. 266, that one. So add a little bit to it. 268, that'll do. And I'll go through all of this dough. 268, 262. 262 is the magic number. 270. There we go. 278. That one's over. So I'm very close. 277. We're getting there. We're getting dialed in. So these ones are going to go over here. I'll just fill up. I'll tell you what. I'll just fill up this tray for you, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. So again, that one's going to be over. I can feel it. This is just a way of me just cutting and portioning. Essentially, I could do this on the stainless steel and do it into this bit, but I actually prefer to like do this method. I'm faster than if I was to like cut bits, and also it's kind of 270. There we go. 282. That one's a little bit too high, 270. So it's quite quick, you know. I can do this. Right. So, and we put 15 per tray. Was that one wage? No, 253. That was the bit that was at the end, 269. So we'll just cut one off. So this is what happens if you just cut one off. You see, I'm no good at that. I can never get it right. And I end up just keep adding little bits to it. So there you go, 270. So what we've got here, let me bring you over and show you this. Hi. Okay. So what we've got here, we've got a tray. Okay. And there's 15 dough balls in there. So what I'm going to do is I've got all my trays there. So I'm going to put a new one on top of this here, and these basically stack. So a brand new one on top of that there, and then I'm going to start to fill that one up. And what happens is, flip you around again. What will happen is I'll fill them all up. I'll put 90 dough balls in there, and then I'll start from the bottom. So I'll lift them all over onto this counter here, and I'll basically just go through reballing them, because that's giving them time to relax a little bit, and then they're going to smooth out. And so what I'll do is I'll rattle through these, and I'll come back when I'm just going to be reballing them and show you what they look like. Okay, so it is now 8:47. Let me show you, just so you to believe me. 8:47, it says on my phone there, and I've balled them all up. So they're all done, they're all cut, they're all weighed. I wasn't particularly going fast. I was watching something on my phone. So what I'm going to do now, this was the last one. So what I do is I stack these over here. So these are just cut and weighed, and then I'm just going to thunder through them, which doesn't take me long. So if I put these over here and I bring you over here, I can show you. So this, I've got a big metal shelf above me, so I'm just going to magnetise you guys up here. It's going to make a bit of a clunk. There we go. So we've got the dough balls here. Excuse the darkness here. The lighting is, the light doesn't hit it all. So actually, if I bring it all this way and then just move you that way, I'll give you a better view. Right, this was the first dough ball that I dropped in. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through each one, and I'm just going to give them a little smooth out, a little ball up like that. So I'm just pinching the bottoms up, just tightening these up. So that little rest, a bit like the rest in the mixer earlier, has just allowed them to relax a little bit. And you see they're just nice, tight, smooth dough balls. And you see by wearing the gloves, it means that it's not sticky at all. I mean, it wouldn't be 61, just under 62% hydration. So I can just thunder through this. This will take me just a few minutes to get all these done, all the trays. So the longer you leave this dough in bulk as well, just that you know, the harder, essentially it's going to be a little bit harder to bring the dough balls together, because especially at room temperature, if you're using them in the fridge, if you're putting your dough in the fridge, if that's your thing, then you're going to want to get it to warm up anyway, because it's quite hard to ball up cold dough if you've bulk fermented it in the fridge. But if you've left it at room temperature and it's gone very bubbly, it doesn't go together as easily as this. So a couple of hours from now, if I'd left it a few more hours, it'll be a little bit more bubbly, and it probably wouldn't come together quite as well. So you see what I'm doing here. And again, if you want to make proper, like classic Neapolitan, where you mix it and then rest it for like 45 minutes for 1 hour, that's your bulk phase. It's a very small amount. It's so easy to ball it up and make very tight dough balls, because it hasn't had long to sort of ferment and get bubbly. But that is a tray done. That's what tray dough balls looks like. I am going to bring you down here. I'm going to thunder through the rest, get it done, and then I'll show you how to make the sauce. So that's it. It is now at 9:07, so sort of 50 minutes, maybe something like that. I've been chilling, I've been watching some YouTube videos, but I'll show you the dough now. It is all done. So all of this has been balled up, all done, stacks of it. I'm going to stick the lid on that, and that is going to stay there. It's currently 22.4. Remember I said earlier it was probably getting it to about 22.5. That's what temperature it is in here. I know this room pretty well. You know, it goes up and down, but it's pretty much like stays within a couple of degrees, and that's where it's at. So we're going to put the lid on the dough tray. It's got 2 lids. I always have 2 lids in the van. Have one like for the working dough tray that I have in the van, and then the other one is basically on top of the ones in the cabinet. So yeah, it's time to make some sauce. So I'm going to go get some tins. They're in the garage. I'm going to use the 2.5 kilo Radiant Gold tins. If you want to see a video on how I make my pizza sauce, it's really simple. Just check it out. It's going to be up here now, and you can see that. I was going to show you, but there's no point. Just watch that video, because yeah, it's I want to just get it done. So what I do, actually, I'll show you anyway. I'll show you the tool. It's as easy as this. Basically, I get this. Annoyingly, this bit is broken. So I get that. I've got, where is it? Where did I put it? I think it's up here somewhere. Got a load of goodies in here. Is it in here? Sorry about the noise. Right. That's the handle bit. That's supposed to be on there, but this got broken. I did an event thing and somebody broke it annoyingly. Wasn't even me. Anyway, so that goes on there like so, and then this just compresses into there. And what I do is I'm going to drop like, so let's take this off the tracking because it's probably going to annoy you anyway. So what I do is I put this on top of one of my tubs, and then I put the tomatoes in, and I just go like that. And I'm going to use salt to taste. So I get my favourite salt measuring cup, my Peppa Pig cup, and we're going to measure the salt out in that using the small jewellery scales. And I generally, for a 2.5 kilo tin, I'll do about 20 grams of salt. So it's about 0.8 of a gram per 100 grams of tomato. But obviously you taste it, see what they're gonna see, you know, see if you like it salty, more salty, not salty, you know, sort of just season it to taste. So that's that. I'll see you in the morning when we're loading the van. And just like that, it's morning. It's 7:10 in the morning actually. I just wanted to quickly show you the dough. I've got to take my little kid to school. He goes to breakfast club on a Wednesday. The other one's got going to have her eyes tested before school. So anyway, right, let me just flip this round and let me show you the dough, because this is how I want it to look. All right, you ready? Look at those beauties. See that? They're just starting to touch. They're still a little way off being ready, but by the time I get to service, these are gonna be absolutely banging. So nicely puffed up. They're looking amazing. So stay tuned. I'll be back. I've got to drop him off 20 minutes from now. I'm going to come back. I'm going to start loading up the van, get myself a morning coffee, and head to the market. So yeah, let's go. Okay, I'm done. Look, I'm going to show you. Let's go through here, through the garage. Look, I've pretty much loaded up. So let me turn the light on, I'll show you. So in there, have a look. We have all the dough. I've got the sauce, got all my little bits and bobs that I need. That gets closed in a toppings fridge. So I've got my cheese, I've got my gorgonzola. I've prepped some of the figs that are there, and I've topped up my pepperoni first. So all I have to do is put my basil in there, my pecorino and my andouille, and then that is ready to go. Now, this is cold, this is on, this is all good, it's been on all night. Down here I have my Yeti cooler, and I have to use little straps as well to hold things in place. So look, I've got a little bungee cord here that's just going to hold that door closed. I've got my cold water, everything's ready to go there. Got enough spray. Got to put this down on the floor. This is my, let me spin you around actually. Got to put that down on the floor because that is my AC unit. I can't have it up there because it will fall over and make a mess. That needs a spray down. Kind of stuck to the floor, so do that. And I need to put these under here on this shelf so they don't go flying everywhere. We'll just adjust that. And that's it. It's just going to need a quick spray down before we start. So I'm going to get going. Yo, so right, we're outside. Look, van's behind me. What I need to do is I need to unplug it from the electric. So what I do, got a little commando, so that's for my electric car. So switch this off, unplug the van from there, and then if you have a look over here, see it plugs in just down here, and that is how I charge up the batteries for all my electrics, because I don't run a generator or anything. So let's go. Oh, lighting's bad there. Let's clean this up. We'll just shove the lead in the front of the van and we'll get going. So let's spark her up. Van is, it's cold this morning. Oh, it's not that cold. I'm going to shove all this in here. Oh man, it's a bit of a mess in the front, to be honest. But yeah, we are fully loaded. We're good to go. I'm going to put you up here actually, because again, this thing's magnetic, which is cool. Where's my keys to the van? Right, going to give it some pumpies. I'm not going to make you do the whole journey with me. I'm just going to put that down there. Battery's 100%. Power is on. Inverter system's on. Yeah, you're not going to do the whole journey with me. Just going to do starting up the van. I'm going to let it warm up and then I'll get going. And the beauty of, let's give it a turn. Right, here we go. Look at that. We are straight in the mix, people. Check it out. Oh. Hold on. Listen to that. Listen to this purr. Let me get the mic down here. Yeah. Beauty. First, I love it when this thing fires up first time. It's so good. Gosh. Gosh. Right. Okay, so we are fired up, ready to go. We're just gonna let the van warm up a little bit. Sorry, my mic's here. Gonna let the van warm up and then get to market. Gonna try and do a couple of creative shots today because I have a new toy as well. Check this out. I got myself, as you know, I love my DJI products. I'm filming you on a DJI Osmo 3, and I just got the brand new DJI Neo little mini drone. This thing is wicked, man. It can just follow me. It can do all sorts. So I might try and do a couple of creative shots before it gets busy on the market. You're not supposed to use them in crowded areas, but in the morning in the market's quite quiet. So I am legally allowed to use it. It only weighs like 135 grams, this thing. It's under 250. So I can use it in built-up areas, residential, whatever. So I've been playing with it a lot recently, getting some really cool shots. It shoots in 4K, and the cool thing is when I'm using my phone, it will link up to the mic, so you don't get the drone noise or anything like that. So I'm probably going to use it for a reel to begin with. It only shoots in 4.3 or 16.9, so like horizontal, not vertical. It doesn't do true vertical shooting. I think you need the DJI Mini Pro for that one, but this thing is so cool for content and good and just good fun. Absolutely, like when you pair it, I've got an extra controller for it as well, so this thing can fly like kilometers away, and it's pretty cool. It's really cool fun. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll probably do some content with this, so let's go. Okay, so we're hitting up Eat Whole Foods for my walnuts. I'm gonna flip you around. Here we go, using the market stall, and he's got my walnuts. So there we go, boss. Hey, just those, please. Thank you. Hey. Okay, so we've got my California walnut pieces and halves, which is good, so they're already chunked up. And this is the market, you see, walking down. Got fish still there, got all sorts. Loads of stalls of golf stuff, you can get everything you want. And you see that building down there, that's where my van is. So let's take the walnuts and let's get in the van. Right, so we're set up, van's up. Well, basically, I'm arrived anyway. Got my walnuts, just gonna grab my coffee. Power's on, and we're just going to go and get in the back of the van. Actually, oh, someone's alarm's going off. That is annoying. Where's my keys? Massive bunch of keys. Got loads of pizza stuff on my keys. So here we go. In we go. Whee. Oh, yep, stuff's moved around. What the bin has anyway. Oh, let's get set. Right, so I need to go back around the front, grab a couple of other bits. So I can get ready, but first things first, I'll tell you what, let's open the hatch up and get some fresh air in here. Normally I don't open the hatch up till pretty much I'm ready to go. We'll open up my roof vent and get that going. So we'll get a little bit of iffiness from those lights. There you go, that's better. Right, I'm going to start to get set up. You've seen this before, I don't need to show you that, and then I will come back pretty much when I'm done, and I'll bake you today's special, because like I say, you've seen me set this up in loads of other videos, but I think it was really cool to see like the entire like prep to market. Everything's locked and loaded and we're ready to go. We're pretty much, we're set actually, we're set and ready. I was just about to shoot a reel for the Insta, but I'll just show you what those look like now actually. Check out them puppies. It's so banging, they're so nice. Right, so I'm going to shoot the reel. I thought I might as well just let you see this, because I'm going to be making and baking that pizza. I've got to be quiet though, because I'm going to lay down some tunes and I want the whole ASMR, whatever it is, to go down. So my mic is just here, so it's not going to pick up a lot, but I'll show you how I do it if you're interested. So I'm going to do the whole, like, I've actually got my drone. I'm going to fly my drone down when I've baked the pizza. So that's going to be the start of it. And then we're just going to go bosh into the van. So what I need to do, I'm going to get it like this. Obviously I'm shooting portrait. So yeah, I'm going to be quiet. Little clips, and then we're going to come over here. Let's go get a shot of the balls. Right, and then I've got my little stand here, magnetic. Gonna get that there. Gonna get a blue roll. The blue roll is my friend. We're gonna put that just there like that. Actually, I've got my magnetic shelf here, so I'm gonna put this on the shelf. Just down here, we're gonna target that down at the pizza balls. Let's have a look, see if I've got them in shot. That's going to be just right there. Yep. Right, cool. Lighting screwed. Okay, so we're going to start recording. Then we're going to stop recording and move to a different angle. Put that there, put the blue roll on here, put that there. So, get a nice angle for this whole video. Here we go. Right, let's do it.
Oh, dang it.
Yes.
Oh,
that's alright, that's alright. Oh, no worries, how are you? You good?
Oh, I haven't
that's cool, I can cut that in, it's fine, absolutely. Right. Don't worry about it. I can't expect it to be quiet when people are it's fine.
Where's the post office around here?
So your post office is up, so it's on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
So if you see Greg's,
yeah,
it's just past there on the right. Okay? Well, actually, it's just before Greg, next door to it. Okay. You can't miss it, so you got to cross the road.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
You good? Where are you delivering to?
I just went to the beach house.
Oh, yeah. The top of town.
I quickly filmed the cathedral. I'm doing my little vlog as well.
Nice. Cool. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers. It's one of my delivery drivers from Salvo. But hey, we can continue that. It's fine. I'll cut it in. I'm going to do this in little bits. So basically what we're going to do, we've got a pizza base here. We're going to lay down our pecorino first. So oven is running at 460. We're just going to get that just right. So let's go. We're going to lay down the pecorino, and then the basil, and then we're going to build the pizza, okay? Okay, so this one's done. Look, that's what it looks like, and it's about to go in the oven. So let me flip you around. I'm going to put you just up here, as you were, and we're going to start this. Turn the gas up. 1 second. Just got to bake this one. Got figs. You like figs? You like figs on a pizza?
I don't think I've ever had figs on a pizza. But I like
Oh, it's amazing. This one's a good one. Right, so I'm not going to film the whole bake of it. I'm just going to film it coming out the oven. Going to break that seal. One whole spin. Oh, it's baking nice. So I'm filming it there and over here. Right, now we can start doing this. Content, mate. Everything is content. And that's what it looks like before it goes in the box. I ain't finished yet. Right. Here we go. Right. Okay, slicing. And that is your finished pizza. Let me show you this. There we go. The notorious FIG pig. Right, let's film it from outside. Right, so that was that pizza. That was it. What I did, I went outside with the drone. I filmed a little bit of footage, and I'm going to put the reel together. So I'm not going to do any more of this. What's it called? This video. That's it. I'm going to cut it off here. You don't need to see any of the service and stuff like that. I'm going to go live on YouTube anyway, but stay tuned, because next week, or at the end of this week, hopefully I'm going to video it on Sunday. It'll probably take me a few days to edit it. I'm going to be prepping and baking, hopefully, over 250 pizzas at my local food festival. So that's going to be a wild one. I'll show you how I do that. maybe from start to finish. I'll do a bit of the prep and show you some of the service. We'll dip in and out of that, but as always, thank you. I hope you've enjoyed this video, seeing how I prep from start to finish, to a market, to getting here, to setting up and getting ready to serve. Please, if you're enjoying these videos, give me a subscribe, hit that little bell icon or whatever it is, so you get notified when I get a new video. And if you want to check out my Instagram as well, check me up. I'm at Peddling Pizza on Instagram. And yeah, as always, thank you very much. Take care.